Number 2. And if I don't go through a question that you did have problems with, just let me know. I'll go through it. The first things I see is that these are parallel. So if that's 100, right? If that's 100, I know this angle here needs to be 80 degrees. Why is that? What's the word I'm looking for now?
Co-interior.
Co-interior. Perfect. So we know that's 80 degrees. If that angle there is 150, that's 150, right? How much is this angle in here? Again, you can see it's a straight line. So of course, that's going to be 30 degrees. And now it's quite simple. You've got 80, you've got 30, that's 110. So therefore, A must be 180 minus 110 degrees, which is 70 degrees. Does that make sense? Any questions? Okay, another one that wasn't well done was this one here. Again, you can possibly see there's a Z angle occurring, right? So if that's 100, then this here is 100 as well. And once you see that, the rest is quite simple. You can see that's a revolution. So 360 minus 100 equals 260 degrees. But because there's two angles that are the same, you're obviously going to divide both by 2, which means y is 130. Any questions there? Number 7, again, also not very well done. That's because there's a trick to number 7. Can somebody remember what we need to do for these type of questions? Especially for those who did do it correctly. Could you help us out? Chloe, Zara, maybe? What did you girls do?
Don't you have to extend like the line or something?
So you draw that line there. And then if that's 45, you know there's a Z angle there. That angle there is 45 degrees, right? Because of Z angles. So let me rub it out again, have a look. So you draw a line. Then alternate angles. That there is 45, which means what about this angle in here? How would I work out that angle in there? I would find it by going 120 minus 45, which is 75 degrees. And then how would I find D now, you guys? Co-interior, which is 180 minus 75, which is 105 degrees. Does that one make sense? Should we do another one like that?
Yes.
So that means these two are parallel. And if I tell you this is 40, if I tell you this is 20, and I said, go and find me what X is. Well, again, it's pretty tricky like this. And you've learned the trick to the question is to actually draw a third line that's going to also be parallel to these two. Once you have that third line, you should be able to see a lot of alternate angles, right? So look at that and that. Look at that one and that. So what can be said about this angle and this angle? They need to be the same. What can be said about that angle and that angle? They're also going to be the same. And then again, what value is x? X is now quite simply 20 plus 40, which is 60 degrees. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Should we do another one? No, going better. I think there's one more in the exam. Anyone else have any number 12, complementary. Some of you I think went for x take away 90. Be careful. Complementary means 90 take away x. 90 minus x. Supplementary was 180 minus x. So this one's supplementary. Complementary is 90 minus x. Cool. The rest was actually quite well done. But let me know if there's a question in there that I've missed. These were all well done. These were quite well done. 21A was well done. 21B, actually. Some of you wrote U equals 60 degrees. Can you tell me why someone would have written U equals 60 degrees? What did they assume? What did they assume? So U equals 60 is wrong. Let's find why that's wrong. Can somebody tell me? Well, what they did assume is that they were parallel, right? Because if that's 60, then they just went, oh yeah, that's also 60 alternate angles. But it doesn't actually tell you that they are they're parallel. So this is not correct. The only way you could do this is working out the angle sum of a triangle. So working out this third angle, 60, 50 is 110. Take away from 180, you'll get that angle there being 70 degrees. Vertically opposite, that would also be 70 degrees. And then as you can see, 70 plus 45 is 115. And then to find U, it's 180 minus 115, which is 65 degrees. All right, so be careful. Some of you, like I said, wrote U equals 60 because you just went and thought alternate angles, but they're not actually parallel. So you cannot do it like that. All good? Any questions there? This was well done. Okay, this one here. For this regular hexagon, find the sum of the angles and find the size of one angle. The sum of the angles, if we remember this was probably about 2 or 3 weeks back. This is 4 triangles, so 1, 2, 3, 4. If it's 4 triangles, the sum of the angles must be 4 times 180, which is 720 degrees. And then the question says, find the size of one angle. How many angles do you actually have? You have 6 angles, so you would have just done 720 divided by 6. Any questions there? I know some of you wrote that the sum of the angle here is, I don't know, 180 or 360. Be careful. That's not correct.
Sam?
Yes.
Sorry, but Matthew just messaged me saying he can't find the call. Can you just try and add him to it?
Yep.
Thank you.
Good. Matthew, we will. And go to here. Share a link. Copy. And I'll message it to him. And what I'll do, in case maybe you can message it to him, I'll send it to you, Mary.
Yep.
You can forward it to him.
Thank you.
All right. So, do you guys understand that concept of the 4 triangles? Do we remember that at all? So that we are splitting up every shape into the amount, like different amounts of triangles. So again, we did, we might have done an octagon, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And I would have said pretty much how many triangles can be formed in a octagon. And that would be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. No, I've missed one. There it is. 6. So you can make really horrible octagon, but you can make 6 triangles, which means the angle sum of an octagon is actually 6 times 180 degrees, because each triangle is 180. So I think, Maddie, from memory, I think you had written 360 here. Does this make sense now?
Yeah, it does.
Yeah. So 360 specifically for a quadrilateral, because again, like how many triangles are you going to be able to form in a quadrilateral? Always just 2 triangles. So it'll be 2 times 180, which is 360 degrees. Okay. The rest of that was okay. 25 was actually okay because that was square. And I think there was another one. Oh yeah, there it is. That one, 28B. Okay, so a lot happening. Yeah, we've got 1, 2, 3 parallel lines. 1, 2, 3 parallel lines. That's it. Not letting me join still. That's strange. Let's give him a call. Yeah, we'll stop.